Nithyananda. With deep gratitude to my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, I welcome you to the series Manifesting Shaktis for Dummies. What is manifesting Shaktis? As I have been explaining in my previous videos, manifesting Shaktis is nothing but allowing the latent Kundalini Shakti inside of you express the extraordinary powers, the superhuman powers that you have inside of you. Till now, you may have seen breakthrough in many fields, but do you want to express breakthrough in your superconsciousness? You may be wondering, what is superconsciousness? How do you identify with superconsciousness? I remember reading about Monet's life. As many of you may know, Monet was a very well-known painter artist in Europe during, I think, the Renaissance period. There's a beautiful story of how Monet would sit by a huge lake day in and day out, and he would just be so lost in that, so one in that. And from that inspiration, the oneness that he felt with the pool, the pond, or the nature around him, he started creating the paintings, the breakthrough, the masterpieces, the art pieces that we all see today, that is sold for record-broken figures in many auctions. One day, as Monet was sitting and looking at the pond, the ripples of the water in it, there was another elderly gentleman in the park who had been watching Monet sit and watch this for almost 6 hours. And of course, this elderly gentleman was also sitting in the park because he was brooding over something, some of his personal life, some misgivings, some situations which he could not reconcile, and he never understood how to bring his personal life back to the way he wanted it to. So he spent 6 hours in the heavy, depressed state of affairs, not realizing the passing of time due to depression. Then he saw Monet sitting by the pond, by the lake, looking into the water for as many hours as he sat. He assumed that Monet was equally depressed like him. So he goes up to this great man and asks him. At that time, Monet was not yet a great painter or an artist yet. So this gentleman goes to him and asks him, "Kind sir, this is how in the olden days in Europe gentlemen would talk to one another." He went up to him and said, "Kind sir, what are your problems? I have spent morning the last 6-7 hours just brooding, and I have not found answers to my problems. What about yours? Have you found solutions for the problems you've been brooding over?" So Monet looks at him and says, "Oh, I wasn't brooding. I was so lost. I was so one with the pool, with the water, with these beautiful surroundings, that I didn't know the passage of time. I was not brooding. I was enjoying. I was in a bliss state, being in one, being supercharged, where my superconsciousness was its highest peak." So this man looks taken aback. He's like, "Oh really? People can spend hours in that state?" So Monet says, "I don't know about others, but my inspiration for my art is by sitting by this lake, and the moment I feel I am back, I need to go and paint, I get up. Otherwise, I have spent days and days by this lake, just watching the water and being lost in its beauty." So many of us experience this state of oneness at various points of time, in various situations, for momentary moments. It could be just a glimpse, or it could be so momentary that we are not aware of what it is or how we can identify with it. Like when we see our Ishta Devata, the deity that whom we love the most, what happens to us? Yes, that is when your consciousness recognizes its superconsciousness and is filled with joy, bliss, and forgets the world around it. For some people, it's music. When music and creating music goes to its peak, the world is forgotten. But few moments later, we are back. We are back to a conflict-ridden world. Our rage, our violence, our inferiority complexes, our superiority complexes. But what Swamiji does through Diksha is having us maintain this high space of superconscious where you are always charged with just bliss and joy and being in oneness with what you feel is your highest consciousness. Be it the deity, or like in our case, in my case, it's my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji. Once Swamiji awakens and supercharges your superconsciousness, then it is just a continuous Diksha by Swamiji that will keep you in this space. And being in this space you will understand that operating your daily routine is not difficult. Working without greed, without fear, without jealousy, without comparison, without any complexes is not difficult. And you will want to be in this space always. And because of intention and the integrated intention that you want to be living the highest space of consciousness, Shakti start expressing through you. And all this is possible only by Diksha of an avatar, my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji. The Diksha or the awakening of Kundalini does not just have health benefits or better relationship benefits or wealth benefits. It benefits your being. It gives your consciousness a breakthrough where it keeps wanting to go more and more towards the superconsciousness without forgetting, without getting lost. Do you want to experience this? Experience being in the state of superconsciousness by being around an avatar who is always radiating this highest space. If you wish to experience it, experience life, enjoy life from this space of integrity, authenticity, enriching and causing, become an Adinavasi in the Nithyananda Sangha. The Sangha is where each of us hold each other to our highest space of consciousness. It is not about just integrity, authenticity. It is to your highest being that you want to be. Nobody wants to lie. Nobody wants to get angry. Nobody wants to fall below his own consciousness. But unfortunately, sometimes we get caught in the matrix of the world, in our interactions with the people, by the circumstances that we are surrounded with. So we just get lost into all this and we forget our real nature, which is the superconsciousness. But being around Swamiji and being in the Nithyananda Sangha, which is based on the principles of just integrity, authenticity, enriching and causing, you will never, never, ever forget your aim, your path towards the divine, towards oneness, towards feeling Advaita or living in Advaita with the superconscious, the divine. And you will realize what Swamiji says when Swamiji says, you are God. Swamiji has many times told, human beings tend to forget. Their minds play such games that they tend to forget what they say, what they do, and the purpose of life. Which is why only a Guru who is so impartial, who has no hidden agenda, can show you the path, can show you your path to your own superconsciousness. How do you clear out all the dust, the cobwebs under which your superconsciousness is buried? You need to know how to do it. And only a guru who is an avatar, who has no hidden agenda, be it any kind of a social standing, health, wealth, anything, is the only authentic person to show you the way to your superconsciousness. If you want to sign up as being an Adinavasi, or you have any more questions about an Adinavasi's lifestyle, please leave me comments below and I will get back to you. I do hope you all become part of the Nithyananda Sangha just for the joy of living, exploring, expressing Sadashivatvam. Then, through the Kundalini Diksha that Swamiji gives, the Aham in you realizes that it is none other than the Sadashiva himself. The Atma recognizes its Paramatma. Do join us on this journey of Atma, Paramatma, Aham and Sadashivoham. If you have any more questions, please write in the inbox as I suggested before. And thank you for watching. Nithyanandam.